So first of all, yesterday we discussed about the Snowflake. So are you able to create Snowflake account? Whoever was available in last session, Tarun, not sure the other name. Shiva, I think you were there, correct? So are you able to create Snowflake account, the trial account that I have told in last day? Okay, let me just quickly tell the same thing over here. So who those who are new, just go through the recording once the last is recording, or you can just create this account because whatever exercise I have provided on the last day, there I have mentioned our target should be a different database. It's a Snowflake database. Generally, Snowflake database is being used for analytical purpose or to create our data warehouse data mart. Okay, so that is why let's pick up. I mean, we have picked up this another database called Snowflake, and Snowflake is also a hot topic in market currently. So it's nothing but a different database, and we can do lots of operation over here. Okay, in Snowflake. So whatever basic things we have learned in MySQL regarding the RDBMS part, it's almost similar in Snowflake as well, but Snowflake is having lots of extra feature. I mean, highly scalable. It's hosted in Portal. No need to install any external software or any kind of thing. We just need to register in the Snowflake portal that I have mentioned on last working day. Let me just tell this thing once more time for all of you who haven't created yet. Just go to Snowflake portal, start for free. Okay, put your first name, last names, all the thing over here. Your company's mail address. Put your company's mail address, whatever your personal mail ID. You can also put the same thing over here. There will be no issue. Okay, like this way. Company's name, anything you can put Tetra or any other company you are working or any other thing. Role, just choose the role, whatever role you are. Suppose you want to be a data engineer. Change the country. Okay. You can choose standard enterprise. Okay, I'll be telling you as of now. You can choose the standard one. Okay. And then what should be the host server? Snowflake is, it's been hosted in cloud. So, and the cloud platform we can choose. What kind of cloud platform I can choose from my side? It can be Microsoft Azure, it can be Amazon, AWS, it can be Google Cloud as well. So you can choose any one of them. Suppose this one. Choose the particular location where the data, been hosted, in which particular Microsoft data center it will be hosted. Just choose the same one so that you'll be choosing the nearest one for low data latency. Click on the box and click on get started. That's it. As soon as you just click on get started, your account will be registered. Mail ID. In your mail ID, that company's mail ID, you have put it over there. The same mail ID, you will be receiving a mail. The mail should be just like this. I just reactivate my account, so I receive this kind of mail. Okay. And this is my web portal. I also got my web portal in a separate, yeah, this one. So this is my URL. First time they will be telling, to re-log in to this particular account and reset your password. This kind of thing they will be telling in the first mail. Reset your password, account name, you need to fix it over there. During that time, while you will be resetting your password, you need to also fix the account, not account name actually. It's the username or service account by which you will be logging in. Okay. Let me just quickly log in over here. Then the thing should be clear. Why it's not working? Yeah. Okay. So username, it's giving me the username over here. I can use the same thing. And the password what we have tried in the, what we have reset during relogging in part, that password I need to put it over here. Okay. So this is how the Snowflake portal looks like at the beginning. And this is called, this is the, there is a old console as well, but we cannot able to see the old console. And this kind of Snowflake, there are 1 month of trial period. We can work through on that, or we can solve our exercise within that time period. There'll be no issue. Or you can have a quick hands-on on top of that. Whatever we have learned in the last SQL chapters, can also do the same activities over here too. Okay. So as of now, I told you to create this account because our targets means in our exercise, our target system or target database should be a Snowflake database. Okay. So please log in over here, and in your Python code, when you will be using the toSQL method, dataframe.toSQL, there we are connecting. We have to connect this Snowflake with the account number, login IDs, login credentials, as well as they will be asking for some more things. To connect a Snowflake, lots of parameter is required. If you just quickly remember or recall, whenever we are connecting a MySQL database, the necessary parameters were, this is my username, this is my password, this is, this kind of username and password should be there for Snowflake as well. Local host, this is the server name where the things are getting hosted. Okay. Instead of putting any kind of server name for Snowflake, they will be asking for account number or account name. Okay. The account name should be, okay, let me guide you. What should be your account name? This is your account name actually. WEB PWXV KB 644 64868. This should be your account name. Okay. Try it at your side. Okay, let me show you. I have also created a quick thing over here. This should be the format when we will be calling Snowflake by SQL Alchemy. User, password, @account identifier, /database name, /schema name, warehouse name, question mark warehouse name, and role name. Those are the mandatory parameter to connect a Snowflake. You can just type SQL Alchemy to connect Snowflake database. They will be telling you what are the mandatory parameters. Unlike MySQL has lower number of authentications over here. No roles are required. No warehouse needs to be created. As Snowflake is an advanced kind of database, there 2 or 3 more parameters are required to connect the Snowflake database. So just configure the same first at your side in the Snowflake, and then try to put all those parameters over here to connect the Snowflake engine from your Python. Okay, no port is required there. Instead of port, you need to put all the warehouse and role name. Okay, now what is role name? Let's go to the Snowflake portal once more time. As I mentioned, this is the Snowflake console, how it looks like. Okay, so first thing, when you'll be logging into the Snowflake, this should be the left-hand panels and all. Just click on worksheet. I created a worksheet on last working day, so I clicking on over here. Worksheet means in a MySQL, whatever pages you are working. If you're working a MySQL, so there are lots of query editor. I can create a new tab and I can do my SQL operations over there. Similar kind of thing is called worksheet over here. So I'm going to the worksheet tab. If there is no worksheet, just click on the plus button. A new worksheet will be created for you. Okay, just like this. SQL worksheet, Python worksheet. Let's work. As of now, we can working on Snowflake as a SQL developer. So let's work on SQL over here. As soon as I clicked on worksheet, then there this should be the pages. So this where we can just put our queries and all. This is this kind of query editor kind of stuff is this. In the left hand panel, what are the databases are available? Those things are shown over here. Okay. Now what are the roles? What are the roles available with my logging? In the left hand side, all those kind of things are role. Okay, there are sysadmin roles. Sysadmin is the top priority role. Okay, I can control database with, all of the component have access, the creation, deletions, or anything. Okay, so sysadmin role is having access to all of the permissions. Okay, account admins also. This all the three admins are having this kind of access. By default, I'll be having account admin as I'm the owner of the account admin, but I can switch my role to anyone. Okay. At first, no warehouse were created. Warehouse is a mandatory thing for Snowflake. So as soon as I am able to log in, what I have done, I just switch my role to sysadmin. At first, I think it was public. By the public role, I cannot do the creation of warehouse. Okay. If we can change the role over here by switching it over here, clicking on over here, or we can put the queries on this kind of command over here. Use role sysadmin. And I'm going to execute it. It should be executed and my role will be switched. Okay. Then I'm creating a warehouse. Okay. So warehouse is a mandatory thing over here. And warehouse is a thing, in Snowflake, as it's a scalable one. When I required maximum volume data to be loaded, I can increase my warehouse. When it's very idle or I have to process very less size of data, I can make it a small warehouse. So just like the same way, we can create multiple warehouses with different sizes. So based on whatever my requirement and all, I can create the warehouses and I can use the warehouse accordingly. Over here, I just created a single warehouse in this method, create warehouse, warehouse name with warehouse size. Okay, the size can be changed, XS, small, medium, just like a t-shirt size. We can create the warehouse size over here. Each of the warehouse is having its own costing part. As per the convention, the large warehouse should be having larger, it should be much more expensive than that of the small one. Because whatever things we are creating over here at the backend host server, they are booking this kind of data center from the cloud. Okay. So auto suspend 300 second, auto resume true. So this kind of parameter I have put and I created this kind of warehouse. You can also create this kind of warehouse at your site. Okay, only a single warehouse is fine as of now because we are not doing much more things. As of now, we are just trying to set up our database and by Python code, we'll be trying to write a table. Okay, because all the transformation kind of thing we'll be doing only in Python side and our target database should be the Snowflake one. That is why just put everything over there, over here, and while trying to schedule or while trying to design your target system, then do those parts first. Otherwise, the warehouse will not be in place and you will not be write the data at the target system. Okay, fine. So I have done this thing. I created this warehouse and the warehouse is tagged with here. Okay. Now I can create my own database. I haven't used this one. And while using this one, I was also facing the issue. Those are the given one. As soon as you are logged in to the Snowflake, you can get those default database. So I just created a new database, create database tetra. Inside database, I have created a new schema for my practice purpose, create schema practice. Okay. And inside practice, whatever table you can create it over here. No issue. So during our projects or the exercise when we'll be solving it, I'll be trying to write my table into this schema. So you can create similar kind of schema and database at your side. Those are the command. Let me put the command. Okay, this is not required as of now. Okay, I have executed all those things. I'm copying and pasting it to you so that during the execution you can also get help for this. So by this, your Snowflake account should be set. You should be having a dedicated database and schema to write. Okay. Don't forget to mention the roles as well. The similar kind of parameter you need to pass while connecting it from Python side. Just in our previous classes, I have shown you for MySQL. Just for Snowflake, check what all the parameters are required and pass those parameters over here in the connection string. And keep executing this thing until you have a right connection. Okay, it's not very tough thing. It's almost same as you have gone through the last sessions, but the parameter should be modified for Snowflake. Okay, it's for MySQL. You'll be using Snowflake. Okay. Any doubts so far from anyone? Is it fine for you to connect Snowflake database? Please tell me if there is any stuck point or anything. Okay. I hope there is no doubt. So Monday I'll be expecting all those. By Monday will be, sending us the exercise codes and all. Now where you will be sharing the codes. So last day I told you need to share the code. You need to upload your code in Git. Okay. Now how you can work on Git. Let me open my GitHub portal. I just created a new GitHub account for the demonstration purpose. So this is the portal github.com. GitHub is a service of Git actually. The main software's name is Git and GitHub is a service of Git, which is kind of code repository. Okay. So github.com, just open it, try to create your credential. I hope you already have a Git account for your learning purpose or maybe you are a university student. For this, in the same account, you can use to code this stuff or you can create a new one. Whatever you can, as per your own wish, you can create account. This is the portal. At the left hand section, you can see a repository link is present there. Click on the repository link. You can create your own repository. Just I have created a repository in this naming convention and I put it public. Okay, similar kind of thing. You need to put it public because when you will be sharing the code, I'll not be able to see it. Click on here. If you want to create a new repository, just click on new and create a new repository for this purpose. Okay, I only have this repository. I can click over here in repository. If I want to add any new file or anything, any kind of Python file or any kind of SQL file, I can put the thing over here. It is a code-based repository, as I mentioned. Okay. So for our simple purpose, we do not have to know all the terminologies in Git. There are lots of things we can do in Git. Actually, multiple persons can work in Git. They can track their changes in Git. Maybe if they are doing anything wrong, so they can revert back to the old version in Git. So Git is very, very helpful when multiple persons are onboarded in a particular project. They are doing development and all. So it's very, very helpful to track the changes and all. Okay. So here is some file I have uploaded. There is nothing actually. Just click on the thing and you can see the contents over here. During any if you need any modification, you can do the edit. Suppose you are a owner of a particular Git repository. You have the right permission over there. I can only read it. I should not be having the right privileges over there. So put your code, create a new file over here, add file, create new file. Okay, put the file name as you are going to develop a Python file for this project. So put any naming convention and just put the extension .py and put your Python code. Whatever exercise I have provided to you on the last working day, put the codes into that, commit it, commitment savings. I mean, save it, commit it over here. As soon as you are putting anything over here or anything, suppose test.py, your commit changes will be activated. Okay. And commit this thing and share me the link as it's public, as the repository is public. We all can see the coding stuff. So as soon as your coding is completed, you can share me the link part. Okay. So that I can check and validate. There'll be no issue, whatever. I mean, if you are stuck in any point or anything, you can able to solve it. So no need to worry about that the code is not completed, why I should be uploading it. Okay. So share it, I'll be checking it from here only. Okay. Now a quick concept on top of Git, I'll be just providing it to you before closing today's session. So Monday is the deadline. I'm expecting that you should be providing me the answers by Monday, because after Monday we'll be having some new topics on top of visualization tool, just like Power BI, and some concept on top of big data, some concepts on top of clouds as well. So the coming week we will be having some new concepts with very low duration. I'll be covering those stuff so that you should be having the basic idea. Okay. Let me open the Git. So here, I have explained the Git a bit more details way, which is not required for the project submissions as of now. So this is what is Git. Git is a version control system. So each day I'm doing some work over there and I'm saving my work. Okay, I'm a developer. I'm just developing some code. I'm creating SQLs and all. So some days I'm changing something. But if I want to, revert it back from the previous version, I can do it from here. So it's a version control system. Which version I'm deploying, it's going to save it. Okay. Git is free and open source. It's distributed in nature as well. Multiple people can work single Git repository. It's distributed in nature. What are the different features in Git? Tracks changes across multiple files, time travel into old version, roll back to the previous version, collaborate and share changes, combine the changes, compare different version of a single project. Okay. So this is very, very, very important, especially if you are having any bug in the current system, you need to roll back to the previous system first. This kind of things quite happen in our particular project, but we cannot see this thing in our live project, because we can see only the production version. Okay. So especially in developing, in when the developers are developing the thing, it's a separate environment called the developer environment. Okay, or development environment. So in development environment, suppose I'm doing some codes and the code is, I'm checking the code can be having some bug. Okay. So to solve the code, either we can solve it directly from there or we can take some help from the previous version. Maybe the code is totally broken. Then we must have to revert it back from the previous version. Okay. So there is a bit difference for Git and GitHub. Git is basically a software and GitHub is a service. And the main thing is Git we can install in our local system as well. Okay. And I can perform all this kind of repository, this kind of operation from our system itself by some Linux command. I'll be telling this thing quickly. But GitHub is a service. On top of Git software, GitHub is a service which is hosted on top of Portal. Just like I'm using GitHub, I mean, in the last session, I just told you, not last session, few minutes back. This is the GitHub one. Okay, it's using a service of Git. So, to using any kind of services of Git, just like GitHub, GitLab, you might have the internet to connect to a portal. But for Git, you can install the Git, I mean, Git software at your local system. No need of internet over there. So, this is the main difference between Git and GitHub. You can see the competitor products of Git as well. There are lots of competitor products available. CVS, Azure DevOps Server, Subversion, Mercurial. GitHub's components competes with, the different competitor product of GitHub are GitLab, Gitbucket, AWS Code Commit. Those are some important information. Now, if you are going to install Git at your local, how you can install it? Just go to the particular portal gitscm.com. There you can download the Git software. As I mentioned, this is a open source free software. So you can download this one. Okay, let me just quickly go through. Gitscm.com. Okay, this is the current version of Git. Download it for Windows. Is you can install it over there. You can install, you cannot install because you're going to use a service. You're not going to install this thing in local. Just if you want, you are quite eager to check how Git is working at your local system, you can install it over there. But as of now, as we'll be doing or we'll be going ahead with the putting all the codes just to validation of these codes, maybe from our side, or maybe you can share your codes to other friends. So that is why nothing, as of now, no need to install it, but just for, project purpose, or you want to get more accustomed with Git, you can install it. Okay. As soon as you install, you can see this is the main, software. It's been installed in your system. It will be the software. That's the thing you have installed it is called Git Bash. Okay. I'm not sure. Let me check whether Git Bash is there. No, I haven't installed in my local. So if you installed it will be looking like Git Bash. If you double click on this, it will be just like a Linux box. Okay. Or shell script. To command anything on top of Git Bash, you need to quite out of the Linux script or shell script, anything. Just like in CMD, in the cells, you need to put all the shell script or PowerShell. You need to put shell script. You need to create a new folder. So make directory, mkdir, then folder name. This kind of command you need to cover with. That particular command will be required over here. Okay. So open the Git bash, and if you want to code it over there, you have to know some Linux syntaxes and put this command to commit anything, to change anything at your local system. Okay. We can do this kind of stuff from from the UI as well. So Git is having lots of UI. How UI looks like. I have some screen. Yes. So we can put the commands in Git bash, that is fine, or we can install any one of the UI software just like this. This is one kind of UI software. We can work it over here as well. It's very, very simple. But the expert developers they used to use, I mean, they used to do on top of Git Bash only. Okay. What are the different CYs are available? GUIs, you can see GitHub Desktop, Source Tree, Tower. Okay. Those are important. Git GUIs are also available. Okay. So if you install it over here, Git repository you can create, Git command, Git init. I'm not going to tell this thing as of now because for this project it's not required. You can directly go to GitHub. Okay, merging of branches. As of now, it's not required. Okay, GitHub. GitHub is the same thing that I mentioned. I just give you the concept of Git because in the backend of GitHub, they're installing Git and Git is working. I mean, this kind of thing over here. So GitHub, if you can create a GitHub account, you can open the GitHub in this way. Where is my GitHub account? Here's this. Now you can do your changes directly over here in the file. There are two ways you can do the changes. You can create new branches over here as well. If multiple developers are getting involved, then what the developers can do, this is my main branch. Okay. What the people will not create or not put their codes in main branch at first. They are creating different branches. We can create the branch over here. Suppose test underscore one. Okay. So create branch test one from main. So whatever main file is containing in the main branch, whatever files are containing at that instance of time, I can create a new branch called test one. Yeah, it's a test one. It's a new branch. Excuse me. So main branch, test one, those are different branch. As of now, I'm logged in into test one branch. If I just go to test one branch, I can see those are the different files are there, which are already there in main. I can create new files over here. I can test all the files. If the files operations are fine, I can merge this branch to my main branch because main branch is going to be deployed in different environment. Okay. Suppose everything is main branch, I deployed in dev. I can check the code in dev. Suppose it's a web application. In dev environment, I'm checking the codes in dev, whether the web is working fine or not. If everything is fine, then I can promote this kind of code in QA for quality assurance. The QA team will be checking the functionality, whether everything is fine or not. They'll be doing the testing part. If everything goes fine, then the same code bases will be going to UAT, user acceptance testing. This is another environment where the user can test it. The main stakeholders, they can test it. If everything went fine, then it should be promoted to production. But in any phases, if everything goes wrong, then whatever we have to do, we have to create another test. We means the developer. We can create another test branch. We can test this kind of codes. If anything is wrong, we have to fix it and we need to merge the updated code to the main branch again and go ahead with the deployment. This is the process of the, I mean, the kind of cycle. Okay. So how to work in GitHub? As this is very small code part as of now, you can, I mean, put your code in main branch. No need to create a new thing. But in later phase of your program, when you are live in a project, the best approach should be always, I mean, create a new branch. Don't edit anything in main because lots of developer will be accessing the main. Okay. So create your branch. When everything is fine, merge the branch to the main branch. This is the concept. Okay. So we can merge the thing over there. Okay. Just like, but I mean, we can do another way. Suppose I'm not sure to do the things over here, direct change. So what I can do, I can clone the entire project into my local system. Okay, I can clone it. Means I can have the similar kind of coding in my local. Okay, and I can open this kind of coding part over here. I can make the changes. Okay, I can commit the changes in my local and push the changes over here in the portal. This is also possible, but this is a bit hectic. This is different way of doing this thing. As of now, you don't have to do this thing. Just I'm letting you know so that if you are live in a project, you can go ahead with a similar kind of thing. Okay. As it's very simple, just create a new file over here and put it over there. Whatever you are doing in PyCharm or whatever things you are able to code it, just put it over there and save it, commit it, and give me the link name. This is the doable things you need to do for this particular project. Okay. Any understanding issue from anyone? Okay. I hope no. So tomorrow there will be no class. You can practice the thing by tomorrow, and maybe if you are practicing in weekends as well, it's as you wish. But it's not very big deal. Whatever we have tried in our day-to-day classes, the exercise is based on that one only. So after creation of the Snowflake account, create these codes and try to push this code in one of the GitHub repository and send me the particular link so that I can validate from your side. And you will be also comfortable to do the changes, and you will be also quite confident what how we can make the changes and all. Okay. If you are facing any difficulties, we'll be discussing the same thing on Monday. Okay. So check this thing at your side. Please try to solve whatever you can do, try to solve it. What I mean, where you are stuck, we'll be trying it on Monday. Okay. If any doubt is there, others will be closing the session for today. Any doubt to do the exercise or anything? Any questions? Okay. I hope you were good. So let's connect on Monday, and I'm expecting the answers and response. You can post this kind of GitHub link in the WhatsApp group itself. I'll be checking it directly from there. Okay, I'll be putting a reminder over there in tomorrow's morning time as well. So, okay, tomorrow there'll be no classes. I'll be mentioning the same thing in the WhatsApp group as well. You can practice it and solve this thing. Monday we'll be connecting again, and we'll be trying to solve in the classes itself as well. But before that, expecting the things from you from by the GitHub code uploading part. Okay. Okay then. Thanks everyone. Thank you.